Have you ever wanted to just take your model and chunk it across the room? Yeah, me too. Let's talk about it. Hey, everybody, welcome to Matt's Models and More. Thank you for tuning in again. This time it's going to be a little bit different. Hope you don't scroll away because this might be something you want to check out. Last night had something happen that doesn't happen too often. Well, I'm fibbing. It happens a lot. If you can tell by the thumbnail, you're angry, you're happy. I had two or three models in a row that just turned out great. Not many issues. We all have issues with the models when we're building them, but a lot of times we find our way through it or it's an easy fix. But this one I'm working on now, it is really dragging me down. And I know a lot of y'all will work on 4, 5, 6 kits at one time. I can't do it. I've tried. I can't do it. I don't know if I'm just not organized enough to handle all of those, or I don't have the room to put everything, but I get hyper focused. And if I start a job, I want to finish that job on that particular build. It's just the way I am. I don't know why. Some of it may be OCD. But a big part of this video and what I wanted to discuss is um, why this hobby is so important, not only for us as a hobby, but mental health. It's a serious issue. I don't want to be a drag because we're going to talk about other things to do with the getting upset, but just know that it's good for us. This hobby is good for us. It puts me in a place where it's almost zen like. I'm focused on something. My mind's not racing 100 miles an hour thinking of 20 other things that I've got to do. It is focused on that task at hand. And if that task at hand was bare metal foil, I am in there and I'm doing that, and it makes me feel so good. Which comes to the bad side of it, which happened last night. I'm embarrassed to say this, but the wife and I were on the front porch this morning. You know, I was having my Red Bull, she was having her coffee, and I told her about what happened. She asked why I was so frustrated last night, and I told her, well, she said maybe you need to talk about that. So I was like, man, and I've got 4 or 5 other videos planned out for this channel, um, and that brought me to a screeching halt because talking with her out there said, dang, you know what? You really need to talk this out. And I need to talk it out with y'all because I'm sure somebody out there deals with this as well. Last night, I decided to do the bare metal foil on my 64 Belvedere that is taking me forever to finish. And my color theme, of course, is that Nardo gray with the black gloss trim. So I got some black gloss bare metal foil. And let me just say, that stuff sucks. I mean, it really does. It sucks. I use the chrome bare metal foil, no problems at all. I can sit there, use that thing 100 times and have no issues with it. But that black gloss, there's two things that happens. One, it does not stick very well. It does not stick like the normal regular chrome bare metal foil. I don't know why, it just doesn't. And maybe I've got a bad batch, but I've seen comments on other channels about it that said they have issues with it sticking as well. So I was thinking maybe that was just them until I did it. Yeah, it does not stick very well. The second thing is it tends to pill up a little bit around the edges, or if you're overlapping, because I usually won't do a whole piece around a window. I will usually do a top piece and a little bit coming down around each corner. And then, well, I'm sorry, I do the two sides first, overlap it on the top. So that way the lap joint of the foil is going, in a down motion instead of up. So you don't tend to flip it up. It doesn't matter, however, with black gloss, it will show silver on all edges no matter where you are. If you're not doing one full complete piece, it it will show chrome somewhere. The chrome from the backside of the bare metal foil. So needless to say, I got about maybe a half. I was going to say a quarter, but maybe a half, and I decided to abandon that, so I pulled it all off. So then I said, well, I'm going to just use a Sharpie, black Sharpie with the brush tip. So I started doing that. Couldn't keep my hand straight to save my life. I'm usually pretty steady. I could usually, outline everything, not a problem. And I don't like taping up. I could have taped it up and either sprayed it or even taped it up and used the marker. But gosh, I don't know why, but last night I was just impatient. So, needless to say, I took a breath, calmed down. It was a very short breath, and said, I'm going to do something else. Not something else as another kit, but something else on the car. Big mistake. Big mistake. I decided to try clearing, because this is the Nardo Gray. It's Rust-Oleum. It's the Nardo Gloss. I'd already went through and prepped it. I sanded it. I didn't wet sand it. I actually did a dry sand on this one because the paint was holding it pretty well, and it gave me an opportunity to see where I was at better. So I went through the grit progressions, and everything was looking good. And I said, well, let me just shoot the hood, because last night in Columbia, South Carolina, for once, our humidity was below 40%. We're normally 60, 70, 80, 90% humidity. For those that are in South Carolina know what I'm talking about, or even in the South period. So I saw on my gauge in the garage that it was only 40%, and since I was doing rattle can, I was using the 1K Duplicolor Clear, which is usually phenomenal. I've used it on all other projects. I said, let me just spray the hood, because I'm so curious to see what this Nardo Gray is going to look like. Another big mistake, just rushing. Normally I'll do several light dustings and let it cure for 5-6 minutes, get tacky, and then go ahead and go through. It turned out like junk. The gloss, of course, is really good, but I'm a woodworker. That's my profession. I'm a professional woodworker. That's what I do all day. Trying to spray inside a woodworking shop is stupid. It's just absolutely stupid. Don't even know why I thought about doing it. Don't know why I even did it. This is another reason why my blood pressure went through the roof. But I've got trash all in it, and hopefully you can see it. Now, I sprayed this just last night. So normally I will let this sit for a week before I try to wet sand and buff, and I'll probably be able to get it out. But needless to say, when I came back in from doing that, I'd had it. I'd had it, and I quit. I just stopped. Said I'm not even interested in doing this anymore. So I tend to have an issue with. It's not ADHD. It is some form of attention deficit disorder, and I think it's gotten worse as I've gotten older. I was diagnosed with panic attacks. Been dealing with that since a junior in high school, um, and stuff like this has always helped me. Calm down, relax, and just enjoy the craft. But when you're trying to be too perfect, that's what that's where the issue comes up. And some of us like to be so good at what we do that it is actually an hindrance and can hurt us. And a good point of that is, I was telling the wife last night, I think going to that model show, I went to the Simpsonville in South Carolina model show. By the way, I messed up on my last video. It's SCMA, and I did SCMCA. So it's the South Carolina Models Association. But anyway, seeing all that just beauty and everything was just about perfect, you put that pressure on yourself to be that good. I've watched other videos, for instance, Matt with MCV models or products. I've seen him and heard him doing tutorials or even going to a show looking at other models going, man, how does everybody get the paint so perfect like this? And that was something he was striving for to do. So staying on subject, just trying to be perfect and trying to be like somebody else can hurt you. It hurt me, and I have to get over that. I had to tell my wife this morning, you know what? I don't know why I care so much. I mean, I care about doing a good job. That's why we do this. We want to get better at the craft and really, hone in our skills. That's the whole point. But when it gets to a point where you want to become angry and throw your model across the room, you got to stop. You just got to stop and go, what am I doing? What am I doing here? This is not healthy. So this is supposed to be something to take me back to being fun, first of all, relaxing, second of all, and therapeutic, third. So yeah, that really changed my way of thinking last night and this morning. I have such a wonderful wife, and I'm so thankful that she will sit there and listen to me, and she comes up with good things, and that's why she was like, you know what, you need to go ahead and vent. You need to, because she said, I know there's other people out there like that. So hopefully, you're out there and you're watching this and understanding the things that I've learned is just from that is this is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be fun. Yes, if you're doing contests, it can be stressful, but it's supposed to be fun. I don't do contests, so why am I getting upset? Mine's going to sit on a shelf. Why am I getting so upset? There's no need to get upset. This is supposed to be fun. If I mess up, so be it. I can try to fix it the best way I can, but it needs to be a craft. It needs to be fun, and it needs to be something that I continually get better at. And I hope somebody out there, if you are, please comment. Please let me know if you've done the same thing. Have you gotten so upset that you quit a model? Have you thrown it across the room? Did you break it? Because last night I just wanted to crush it in my hands because I was so frustrated. But you know what? It wasn't the model. It was me. It was all me. I was being impatient. I was in a hurry. I was not doing what I was supposed to do. And that also leads me to I see why, and this could be why, I don't, maybe y'all are getting bored, but I can see why now some of y'all do more than one kit at one time. I'm starting to see that, okay, maybe you get frustrated on one or get to a point where you're not interested in it and then you start another one. Because I've always wondered that. So if that's what you do, please let me know in the comments. Because I don't know why I haven't talked to anybody and say, hey, why do you do 5, 6, 7 kits at one time? Are you just that good and can do them all at one time? Or are you getting frustrated with one and jumping on another one? Or are you getting bored with one and jumping on another one? Just tell me why. I need some help with that side of it because um, if that's the case, maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to start working on more than one model at one time, and I probably will because this one right now, since I've started doing um, I'm using a Sharpie now. I took all of the black bare metal foil off because it did not look good and it would not stick underneath. Now this is real dull because it's still in. I sanded it because my whole idea was. Let me take this off. The whole idea was I wanted to have the paint prep so I can go ahead and spray it with clear and then do the bare metal foil so I can do my clear coat over it and everything will be clear. And that's how I do all my models. I don't know if y'all do y'all's like that or not, but every one I've done on my shelf, I've done the same way. I get the paint prep ready for that clear, then I do the bare metal foil and I clear over everything. So yeah, so now I'm using a Sharpie and I've messed up several times. That molding is not supposed to be that fat. I've actually made it bigger to make up the mistake. Um, you can see how thin that molding is on that side. And by the way, I also cut that extra pillar right there off, so I'm going to do the same thing on that. But uh, You can see the difference though between that flat and that gloss. So that Nardo is going to actually be really pretty once I clear it. But I want to get these moldings right first. So needless to say, guys, it can be very frustrating, but remember, this is a therapeutic thing. This is supposed to be fun. I hope I'm not the only one out there that does not that gets upset, because then this will be embarrassing. So please be honest with me. Please be honest with me. If I'm taking it too far, or going somewhere I shouldn't go with it, then say so. I just always strive to be good at what I do. Being a professional woodworker, I have to do things perfect and I have to do things right. And my clients expect that. And they spend a lot of money with me. I mean, they spend a lot. Um, but this is free. Well, not free. I have to pay to do it, but nobody's buying it. So it's for me. So maybe that has something to do with it as well. I don't know. But let me know, guys. I still got a couple things coming up, like the spending some money. We're going to go shopping and go out. I'm working on that. That's another one that was in the works. I'm going to do a model spotlight where I pick one of mine that I've done and go through it top to bottom, so you can see what I've done, and what kit it is, and do discussions like that. I got some cool things coming up. So there's a show in Charleston, South Carolina, July. Somebody out there knows, but it's coming up. Matter of fact, I'll put in this video. I'll impose it right here so you can see it. Charleston, South Carolina, July. I want to say 2nd. No, it's later than that. Anyway, so try to meet me there. I had a couple people come up to me in Simpsonville and say, "Hey, I've seen your videos," and that was kind of neat. That was very neat. Weasel, if you're watching, buddy, how you doing? Thank you for coming up and seeing me. I will never forget that name. He says he always puts at the end of his comments Weasel in all caps, and he does. And he had a cool diorama in that last video that I showed. So thanks for coming up to me, guys, and being nice and welcome me into this YouTube world. It's been fun, and I'm going to keep on pushing whether I'm mad or happy. We just got to do it, guys. So until next time, keep on rolling.